Hi, Rebels. I wanted to share with you a couple tips that I had for navigating life after adversity. I just posted a new blog on my website. You're welcome to go check it out, but I just wanted to go over a couple of the tips that I gave. I gave 8 tips. So when I returned home from the last group home that I was at, there was a lot of challenges with adjusting to get back into society and really figuring out what I wanted to do with my time and in my life. And there were these few things that really helped me. Over time, I figured out what worked for me and what didn't work for me. So I just wanted to share these, and I hope that this helps somebody who gets to see this video. So the first tip that I have is that to establish a routine, making sure I found that having a paper planner was very, very helpful for me. It was a skill that I learned to practice documenting my appointments and my other like school and therapy and that sort of thing. I documented those so that I would stay ahead and I would be, on time to my appointments and keep my appointments. And then I just really understood I had that structure in my life. I knew what I was going to do. I could flip the day or the week and kind of see what's going on for the view, like a bird's eye view. That was super helpful for me. And so creating and sticking to a routine was one of the hardest things that I had to learn on my own. But once I found that paper planner, and then as technology evolved, then I rely on my phone's calendar. And, these apps have evolved even further to where they're even task managers along with your calendar, so they can really combine two things that you need to kind of keep your eye on every day. So 1 was establish a routine. 2 is take steps towards your career and educational goals. Something that I had after I left the first group home was I did have a plan. It wasn't that I didn't have a plan. It was just the hard part was putting the plan into action on my own without help, without guidance, without support, and kind of trying to navigate that alone was so challenging. And especially at that time, it was around 2003, there wasn't the things and the resources that we have today. So really what I'd like to share about the Beyond Bars coaching program is this is a primary focus. Helping folks who have been incarcerated in rehab, in group homes, figure out and determine what they want to do, create their own roadmap. Learn do you want to take the education route? Do you want to take the work route? Do you need to do both? And then figure out the practical tips to work towards that and using your roadmap as your guide. And that's a part of what I do to support each client is understanding, and I'm doing the work right now, is on LinkedIn, communicating and connecting with people who can be those resources for future clients. So 2 was to take steps towards your career and educational goals. 3 is to build your support system and build your network of people who you can rely on. This can be family, this can be friends, this can be coworkers, mentors. In my case, it was my junior high counselor and many, many others throughout my journey. And finding those people to support and lean on when you need it the most. And of course you need to ask and make sure that they're okay with this, that you're giving them, or they're giving you that, thumbs up or okay, that they're willing to give you the time and support that you need. And that's a big piece of Beyond Bars coaching, is that is already a support group and resource that can fill in and bridge that gap as you transition out of being incarcerated in group homes or from rehab. So building your support network. It's very critical to navigate life's challenges, and I have found that, I was very, very, very lucky with the people who came into my life at the right time to support and guide me along the way. Next, number 4, practice yoga and all 8 limbs of yoga. This is huge, and I didn't really learn this until several years from being out of the group homes. Really, I know that I've heard about yoga, but my first time with yoga was in 2008. like 5 years after I got out of the group homes. And so I took a class at a community college, fell in love with this class, fell in love with how it felt to move that way. I was a ballerina as a kid, so yoga was kind of an add-on to being a ballerina, which was really cool. So from there, I asked the teacher, how do I become a yoga instructor? She told me, and I looked it up, and eventually I got my yoga teacher training program certification. So the part of yoga that has helped me the most is really diving into beyond asana, beyond the physical practice, and understanding the 8 limbs, practicing them, studying them. They're practical things. They're not stealing, not hurting people, not hurting the environment. Pick up after yourself. Be a good human. Simple things that we could all benefit from practicing. And there's many, many resources that I can offer and support folks who join the Beyond Bars coaching program, and this is something that we will be practicing on a weekly basis. There will be classes, there will be workshops, there will be live classes as well. So they'll have access to a full video library ranging from 30 minutes to 60 minutes and 4 different styles of yoga that I'm certified in. And then from there, we can also explore books. A part of yoga is study, self-study, and study of the yoga practice itself. So studying these resources and understanding a deeper understanding of yoga. And the biggest thing with yoga for me, as I tell people all the time, is that there are invisible changes that happen in your life. There are invisible changes that happen in your body, in your mind, and your spirit. And in your body, we find the strength and the flexibility and stability in your muscles, in your joints, in the way that your body moves, in your mind, the way that you think, the way that you address, the way you react, if you react to certain situations, how you react to them. And then just spirit, just understanding what that means. For me, it's also building that trusting relationship with yourself. And that's been a big part of my yoga journey. So that's number 4. Number 5, journal, draw, or write poetry. This has been something that's been huge, and there's so much scientific evidence and data connecting when you draw, when you journal, when you write poetry, the connection that it has to your brain and what it's doing with the neurons and how it can reconnect neurons. And it's also helping you release, not just when you speak out your emotions, that helps as well, but writing them out is so helpful. Why do you think musicians, their songs are about their emotions? Their songs are coming from their heart, right? So those are things that I feel these 3 things are just helpful. I lean more into journaling and writing poetry when I got home from the group homes. And I told you I had trouble. Well, I don't know if I shared this, but I did have trouble finding and connecting with a therapist, a psychiatrist. And that was really, really, really hard for me. And so when I was struggling, I'm like, I need to express this in some way without getting sent back or getting really sent back to juvie, because that was the last point before next stop is juvenile hall, or jail. And so I wrote out 32 poems. It just came out of my mouth, or out of my hand, I guess, out of my pencil or pen, whatever I was writing with at the time. And it was all these emotions, and it just rhymed and it flowed and it just came out of me. I didn't have to force it. I listened to music a lot, and then I would listen to that music, feel the emotion, and write. And it was this very healing sequence that I didn't know that I needed. It just kind of came to me. It was just intuitive. So choose one of these outlets. It'll really support you to express your truth. Number 6, use music as a tool for healing. Mentioned it earlier. Musicians speak from their heart. They write from their heart. We love their songs because it touches our hearts. So I find that music has been and always has, I always lean on music whenever I'm feeling a certain way. And mostly when I'm feeling lower, or I'm just noticing that, hey, I'm not really feeling myself. And so I'll lean into my favorite artists, my favorite music, my favorite words and verses that come from the music that I love and the musicians that I really relate to. And so I encourage you to I share uplifting playlists, create playlists that are going to support you in those emotions and help you feel, right? We got to feel to heal. But also learning how to also let that go, release fully and relieve that from your body. 7 is research and utilize available resources. And this is one of the most important lessons that I learned, that was eventually that you need to rely on yourself when you need these resources, knowing that you are your best resource, but there are times when we really need guidance. So in the Beyond Bars coaching program, it's designed to guide you through this process and helping you build foundation, accountability, support, and tools so that you can begin to navigate life solo, or feeling more comfortable guiding your life in a solo manner. But knowing you have these resources to pull from when you need it, but then just being confident. I think that confidence eventually comes when you build those pieces of the FAST method: the foundation, accountability, support, and tools. And this just ensures that you have what you need to move forward. Last but not least, number 8 is to read personal development books. This has been something that I started doing before 2020, like 2017, 2018, 2019, and I haven't stopped since. Was introduced to a book called You Are a Badass by Jen Sincero, and highly recommend everybody in the whole wide world freaking reads this book. She's hilarious. You will be laughing and you might be crying a little bit. There are some good emotional parts. And then I also, if you do get to read this book, go through the exercises. Take the time to go through the exercises. I did this the last time that I read it, and it changed my whole world. But find these books. You can read them or listen to them on audiobooks, or you can read a physical book, or you can put it on your tablet or your phone or your computer, however you want to read. But start reading these. Take those tidbits. You don't have to completely agree with every single word that these authors are speaking, but you can at least take the bits that you want, collect them, and use them, and start utilizing those skills for your life. So those were the 8 tips that I have for practical tips for navigating life after adversity. The entire blog is on my website. You're welcome to read through that. I would love any feedback. Just want to go over those again. 1 is establish a routine. 2 is to take steps toward your career and educational goals. 3 is build a support network. 4 is practice yoga, all 8 limbs. 5 is journal, draw, or write poetry. 6 is use music as a tool for healing. 7 is research and utilize available resources. And 8 is read personal development books. So share with me what's your biggest takeaway from this video and my blog, and let me know in the comments below. If you have any questions, please let me know in the comments. If you are open to volunteering, I have an application form in my bio, and if you or somebody you know would benefit from the Beyond Bars coaching program, this is a free program that you can utilize. And I'm looking for new clients right now. You're welcome to fill out the application form, and then I'll be in touch with you very soon. If you have a family member inside, if you have a family member that's incarcerated in group homes or in rehab and they're planning on transitioning out, or they're still inside, please let me know. We can get them a workbook. I'm working on the finishing touches of the workbook now, and I will be doing a sneak peek into that very, very soon. And so that you can see exactly what the type of content that I've created for this workbook and planner. It blends in the skills and everything that I'm trying to help people implement before they come out, so that transition is nice and smooth for them. So also, if you would like to donate, I have a donate button. I use GiveButter for my fundraising and collecting donations. They're a very well-known company and business, very trusting, and I've really enjoyed working with their platform. Super duper easy, and I hope it's the same for you. If you would like to get in contact with me, I'm very active on LinkedIn, Instagram. I'm trying to get all the communications over to WhatsApp. So if you're on WhatsApp, please let me know. I have my WhatsApp connection in my link in my contact info on my bio. So please feel free to use that. And thank you so much for watching, Rebels. I really appreciate your time and attention. I hope to get Beyond Bars coaching to as many people as I can. And I need support doing that. So help me spread the word. For now, I'll leave it at that. Thank you so much for your time and attention again. And here's to your rebel journey. Take care, everyone.